And the competency of evokes awareness. Number 5, 6, and 7 fit together nicely. Number 5 is that the coach invites the client to share more about their experience in the moment. And this could be in our coaching session. What's happening for you right now? Right. So maybe you're seeing some discovery going on, some thinking, some maybe looking of the eyes or something like that, that tells you, something's happening for them right now. What's going on for you? What's happening right now for you as we talk about this? But it's also checking in on what's happening for you and how are things in this entire coaching experience for you. How is the way we're working together, working or not working for you? Right? And so bringing those things to light, asking them to share more about their experience, 1, to learn, and 2, to make sure that we're in alignment. Number 6 says that the coach notices what's working to enhance client progress. So we have a responsibility to see and to pay attention to the way we're working with this client. Is it effective? Is it working right now in this moment? Am I using the right tool? Am I using the right technique? Am I asking the right type of questions? You might be working with a client and y'all are just having the conversation and you suddenly feel like, I'm not sure that I know where we are right now. Ask the client, where are we right now? I want to check in. How are things? I want to check in. What direction should we be going? This marker is also about recognizing when something's not working so that you can adjust and change. So if you're asking your client questions and it doesn't appear to be resonating with them, then switching that. Maybe you're working with a client and you're like, oh, I know this great technique that fits so perfectly here. And so you get permission from the client, you tell them about the technique, you pull it in, and you start using it with the client. What's really important is that you focus more on the client than the tool. And what I mean by that is just because you learn this tool or this technique and you've got this list of 10 steps to go through in order to do this technique properly, doesn't mean that you have to do that. You may pull the technique in and work with the client for a few minutes on it and see it's not working. You need to be willing to abandon that. You might also just pull in pieces of what that was in order to fit this situation. So as a coach, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to pay attention to what's happening with the client, and you have to use your instincts coupled with your knowledge and your learning, your knowledge and your experience and your expertise. And so you have to let your intuition show you where to go and your ability to read and connect with the client to know what's working and what's not working. You also have to be brave enough to ask, is this working for you? What would be better? And number 7 is to adjust the coaching approach in response to the client needs, which is what I've just been talking about. Right. Competency number 8 is that the coach helps the client identify factors that influence current and future patterns of behavior, thinking, or emotion. So this is just about the way you're working with your client. You're thinking about today and you're thinking about the future and also a bit about the past, because if you're looking at patterns, you're understanding where a pattern came from, how long it's been in motion. Not like counseling, let's go back and solve all your problems and heal all your wounds, but let's look back and see when this type of thinking or this type of behavior started and how long you've been doing that and what has developed over time. And let's look at it and understand, well, what would need to change for you to break from this pattern that you've been in for the past 5 years and develop a new pattern for the future. And so what is the thinking you're having? What are the habits that you've built? What's happening in the system around you that's putting pressure on you to be in this pattern of behavior? And what can we do to help you make changes so that you can move forward in a different way, so that you can think differently? If we're focusing on the client and not the client's problem, we're really zeroed in on the client, what they think and what they feel and what they believe and how they experience the world in the context of this thing that they're working on, then this will help them to develop a new mindset about that. It will help them to be able to address what's in front of them so that they can see what's out there beyond. Same thing with emotions. I find that there's often clients that kind of get stuck in this place that they are reacting today as they've built a pattern of reacting, sometimes from the time they were kids or teenagers. This is the way I've always responded. And so now they've made this pattern of responses and it's no longer serving them. So to understand what the emotions are, what the patterns, what the ways of thinking are, and how it served them and how it's no longer serving them, and what they would like to do with that, how they would like to change the way they think about this, how they would like to change the way they feel about this. And so all of those things are coaching, and they're an important part of the coaching process and the ability that the client has to be able to move forward into their successful new future.